Hello, Scorpio. Welcome. Take a seat and relax. There's nothing you need to do in this present moment except to relax and enjoy your reading. And to start your reading off, Scorpio, we have card number 1. Hug it out. Hug it out, Scorpio. Hug it out, especially if it is talking about yourself. Just hug it out. That's all the situation needs. This is it. Just hug it out, Scorpio. Why is this one keep popping up upside down? This is the second time that this has happened to me, that the hangman. This is how the hangman is, this happened accidentally. Right side up. Hug it out. With the 5 of Swords. Yes. This is a mentality. Hug it out. So, this is definitely having to do with yourself. Hug it out. The hangman. Okay, so this is the energy of you keep trying and trying and trying and trying. And life just isn't working out. It's not working for you. It feels like life is trying to stop you from doing anything. It's like as soon as you get out of bed, things just go wrong. And this is that mentality that everybody is out to get me, everything is out to get me. And it was. Because it was a time of rest, it was a time of hermitude, it was a time for you to be still. But now, when the seasons change, it's almost like it's winter and it's cold outside, so you stay inside, right? And then it's warm outside now, so it's okay to go outside. It's not gonna hurt you anymore. It's not gonna be cold outside anymore. It's gonna be warm now, but you're still afraid of going outside. You're still staying inside because you feel like as soon as you go outside, it's gonna start feeling cold again, and it's gonna hurt. But seasons change, and it's the same way with our life. Our life has seasons and they change. And this is a moment because the hangman was all about surrendering and not moving. It's staying still. The more he moved, the more he would hurt himself because he's just hanging there by some rope. So the more he stood still, the less he would hurt himself. And, same with our mind, but same with going outside, right? But see how this was actually upside down, which makes this hangman right side up. So this means that he's not hanging there anymore. This means that he's free to move. He's free to do whatever it is that he wants to do. He's free to frolic on the beach somewhere. In Sandals, Jamaica. I don't know. It's all hip to him. It's all up to him. So hug it out. Hug it out with yourself. Hug it out with life. Hug it out with the universe. Hug it out with everything. And this is a new season. Times are changing. And it's time to move again. It's time to have fun again. It's time to go outside. Comparison and the Master. Who are you comparing? What are you comparing? This comparison card is the 5 of Swords again. Oh, interesting. Yes. Ooh, really interesting. So this is really in your mind. Are you comparing yourself and telling yourself, you really need to treat my friend Scorpio better. You need to treat yourself better, Scorpio. Because this is all in the mind. So this is the talk that is going on in your head, the stories that you are perceiving in your head, and they are not very good ones. The 5s are each suit at its worst. Okay, so it's how not to use the sword, right? How not to use the mind. But then maybe that's what that's what these times were teaching us. But we don't have to keep living those times. As long as we understand, then it's time to move on. And that is why life is saying, okay, we were putting a lot of pressure on you, right? But coals can't turn into diamonds without any pressure. And this is what they were creating. This is you being a diamond, the master here. This is you. I'm gonna talk about you here. Let me find this card. I'm gonna read out from this OSHO Zen Tarot, which I absolutely love. But this is you now. This is the master. All of this that happened is just for the master to be created, and that's you. And now we let the master loose into the wild. So this card is the master in Zen is not a master over others, but a master of himself. That's definitely your mind here. His very gesture and his every word reflect his enlightened state. See, I'm talking about you now, remember? He has no private goals. This couldn't have happened without all of this that has happened. So hug it out. He has no private goals, no desire that anything should be other than the way it is. His disciples gather around him not to follow him, but to soak up his presence and be inspired by his example. In his eyes they find their own truth reflected, and in his silence they fall more easily into the silence of their own beings. The master welcomes the disciples not because he wants to lead them, but because he has so much to share. Together, they create an energy field that supports each unique individual in finding his or her own light. If you can find such a master, you are blessed. If you cannot, keep on searching. Learn from the teachers and the would-be masters and move on. Chaitavati, said Gautama the Buddha. Keep on moving. Keep on swimming. Keep on swimming, Scorpio. Keep on swimming. Keep on moving. Don't be still anymore. Keep on moving. 10 of Swords, and then the 5 of Swords came up 3 times. Defeat. Yeah, the Swords at its worst sees everything as a defeat, but it's not a defeat. We were comparing. You gotta know the cold to know warmth, right? Just like you gotta know good things to know bad things. You gotta know how to not use your mind to know how to use your mind. Comparison. That is why there are 2 here, so we can compare, right? The only thing that we can, I can compare these 2, and I know they're different, right? So don't see bad things happening as punishment. See them as just they're there for you to compare something good so that you can recognize the good when it arrives. Yeah, 10 of Swords, this is ruin. So this is, you're not in school for all the time for the rest of eternity, right? You learn and then you move on to the next thing. So this is ruined. So this stage of your life where it felt really tough, 5 of Swords, look at that, 3 times defeat. But there was all of these things were happening just so you can recognize the good, right? We can't know the good without knowing the bad type of stuff. So this is your time to hug it out with yourself, okay? Sorry we went put you through this, is what life is saying, but it was necessary so that you can recognize, the reason I can see these 2 different colors, is because I can compare the 2 and they are different. So, but now I understand, so now we can move on to the next thing. So this series of lessons are going into ruin, and it's time for you to hug it out. It's time for you understood. We understood what's going on here, and we created a master while we were going through all of these things. So that's what came out. This master is going to hug it out with himself, and we're going to start having some fun. Start seeing what's next. Let's see what's next, Scorpio. That is what this reading is all about. Is explaining, hey, this is why we went through everything that we did, and let's see what is next. And we have number 39. What is next is you going after what you want. That is how you became the master. Now you, because of all of these things that happened, you have the power to get what you want. So I'm going to read this quote from Pam. Pam said, I kept wanting to scream at Pam. It took me so long to do so many important things. It's just hard to accept that I spent so many years being less happy than I could have been. Jim was 5 feet from my desk, and it took me 4 years to get to him. Be strong, trust yourself, love yourself, conquer your fears. Just go after what you want and act fast, because life isn't that long. Sounds like Pam literally went through this whole thing that you have gone through, Scorpio. So go after what you want. You could have been. She spent so many years being less happy than she could have been. Jim was 5 feet from her desk, and it took her 4 years to get to him. So this is it. This is you after the 4 years. This is time for you to go get what you want. It's time. life life will bring it towards you. You just need to go after it. All right, well, I really hope this reading helped, Scorpio. If it did help, please help me as well by leaving a like, leaving a comment, and subscribing if you would like to keep hanging out, as this is a safe place where we try to figure life out together. So thank you so much for being here. I hope to see you in the next one. Peace.